She's found a place of near total darkness where the others with their wild noise cannot disturb her, and here she can think about the messages. They wait in circle forever. Forever? No. The time is coming, that's the key. Unity in orbit. The messages are clear, together, where they belong, and then there will be no walls between them, no walls that matter, and the noise. The intruders are gone or hiding. Could they hide? Could they leave? There's nowhere to go, no escape from Aurora. There's no way out, there are only walls, and beyond them, there is nothing but distance and darkness and time. The intruders are dead, on the other side, with nothing to decompose their bodies. They'll lie there forever. Not forever. She'll find a way to clean the interfaces. The noise and everything in the way, it's just a matter of time and persistence in the others. Their numbers always grow. If they can be controlled. It's what Unity would want. An army, modest, a start, not forever. Before the messages said there was time. She can be patient, she's been so patient, but not forever. The signal gets stronger every time. The signal knows what to do, and she will be ready with an army, and the intruders will be dead. Gift. But it's the walls, isn't it? The signal is plenty of power, infinite power, and it can reach on forever beyond distance and light and time, and there are no rules for divinity. But, divinity itself is the wall, the attenuation, the resistance they must overcome. She waits, not forever, and they poke holes, and we ride, and the wild noise doesn't matter to her because she knows it has to end soon. She scratches out the messages to help her remember. When the pieces don't fit right and she can't hear the signal because it isn't fair, she'll be there waiting, and it will be glorious. Satisfied, she climbs out of her hiding spot, back into the light and the noise. She resumes her patrols. Patient, but not forever. This is Pod Against the Machine.
Pod Against the Machine.
Welcome back to Pod Against the Machine, the only actual play podcast where you can swim in a radioactive waterfall and then dry off with a warm, cozy towel of lichen. I'm your host, and here's everybody.
I'm not liking this at all, man.
See, it makes me want to go outside and do some sort of forest walk, but then I imagine it in radioactive water, and that seems like less fun. Also, I think going immediately from the water to the lichen, radioactive or not, is like very gross, which is maybe why I can't go camping. Like, I don't want my wet skin to touch a plant, you know?
That's how they get you.
Well, luckily, lichen's a fungus.
Hello. Actually, lichen is partly a plant.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
It's a plungus.
Hello. It's a plungus. There's a plungus among us. Ep title. Mm-hmm. Good night.
We could do a bottle episode of all of our plant friend fungus jokes. And anything we may have made about the manticore radioactivity. This reminds me of that one time.
Blades in the Dark offers that a little bit with its like flashback system, which I think is cool. I haven't really played it extensively though, but I do love that. But you know what I don't love? This. Where we are on Roll20.
Yeah. Like what? Sort of the ennui in general?
Yeah, I mean, you can fill in the blank there, and you definitely checked my box with the general ennui and malaise. But I mean these grassy steps of terror.
Steps with an extra E.
Yes. Double P.
Yep.
Yeah, that one, thank you. And not steeps.
Steeps.
So last time on the program, not a whole lot happened. After freeing Basari, you did get re-attacked by the Walzil, who, he was his normal friendly old self, but this time he actually went down, retreated into the wall, tried to re-emerge for another ambush, and died for it. So, with him taken care of, you did some exploring of the cave, Basari
Spelunking.
showed you around a little bit, told you what all the rooms were for, showed you the cool place where they blew up a chunk of the place to kill a bunch of Zill that were coming after them. You know, good times, good memories, all good stuff. Then you headed forth through the back end of the mine to the recently uncovered cavern, which it turned out was thousands of feet of tunnel, circling around and down into the darkness until it slowly became filled with radioactive water and lichen. A couple quick fort saves later, Alwyn's got radiation poisoning, so that's fun.
He's fine.
And then you found your way out into this huge cavern that is lit only by the radioactive glow of an underground river. Again, just fun stuff. You also found that the best way down to the bottom of this cavern, where there appears to be some kind of building, basically involves crisscrossing that waterfall of radioactive water and climbing down a rather steep rock face. So, you know, you made your way down, no big problem, until some rather spidery or climbing friendly Zills burst forth, started spitting acid at you, did a number on Basari, your new friend, and that's where we are now, still in the middle of initiative. So, who in the party is prone right now at the bottom of a cliff?
I'm in the prone zone. You know it.
Same.
Nice.
I think I might be. I don't remember if I've been down here long enough to stand up or not.
You also got prone zoned. I'm pretty sure the three of us dropped in rapid succession.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm not yet prone because I haven't jumped, so unless I was knocked down by something, which is unlikely, I'm good.
Yeah, so Kira's about 15 feet above the rest of the group with a bow for some reason. And
Tallest.
everyone else is at the bottom of a little cliff, laying down, except Basari, who is standing at a very precarious edge, flanked by two spidery Zills, one of whom is on a little island and currently blinded. The other one is right next to her, probably about to kill her. There is also, weirdly, on the ground right near Asher, a grenade launcher? I don't know what that's about.
It's probably a trap. I should throw it into the river.
Yeah.
You forgot to mention when we put weapon cords on the hammer and attach them to Kira. So she's got it, but it's like a bathroom key at like a cafe or something. It's got something wacky attached to it, so she can't. If she falls,
An entire bottle.
yeah, that hammer stays. She can go straight over the edge, but
Makes sense.
important to mention.
So why don't we jump right back into initiative? It is Alwyn's turn first.
Okay. Alwyn is going to stand up, and he is going to cast... you know what? Right now he's not going to do anything to that closer Zill because he doesn't want to mess with anything else that might be needing issue. He's just going to cast Minute Meteor at the other Zill. So that is a spell resistance, correct? Because we decided, though, since that's a spell-like ability, it has it.
Yes, indeed.
That is a 19 on the die, so that makes it. And then the Zill on the little floating island has to make a, I believe, was it a reflex save?
It is a reflex,
I know my
yeah.
abilities.
Now, is reflex save is weirdly not harmed by being blind? Is that right?
I think that's the case. I'm turning it on right now. It takes away from your skills and stuff. Yeah, it does not. It affects
it's
your
weird.
AC,
I don't think it
but
does
it doesn't
affect reflex, which is really weird because you would think it should, but I don't think it does.
It does not, according to Hero Lab.
Yeah.
Well, 29 on the reflex save.
Yes, which I believe
barely.
means he just doesn't take anything.
Yeah.
Reflex save negates this damage entirely, yes.
Oh.
So he is perfectly fine, and that is Alwyn's turn.
So the Zill that's blinded should probably roll a D8 to see in what direction they jump, right? That's how blinded works.
Probably. Let's see. The blinded Zill is, I think he's not confused or anything. He's gonna kind of wait patiently here and make his will save at the end of the turn to get rid of that blindness. That's a 23.
23 will pass.
All right.
So he is not blind.
Unblind. All right, and that's going to be the end of his turn because he basically just waited to be able to see. Asher, you're up. Asari will surely be killed if you do not do something to save her right now.
Oh, okay, I'll save her.
Phew.
Yeah. First, Asher is going to reach as his move action, still prone, into Allowan's square to pick up, just to make sure he holds on to that grenade launcher. You think surely he's going to fire it, but instead he's like, I hope this works. And he levels his ring of the ram at the blue skitter spawn and unleashes a ranged attack against it with this command word that he activates. It's like, I don't know why they told me to say this, but yippee-ki-yay. And as he utters that magical arcane phrase, he gets a 23 to hit.
Yeah, 23 will hit. Is there spell resistance on the Ring of the Ram? If it's not like a spell, it's just a bull rush. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so it's gonna take as he first tries it, he just uses one charge, because he doesn't. He's not quite sure how successful it's going to be yet. So we're just starting with one charge. So it is going to take a d6 of damage. I'll roll that. Max 6 points of force damage to blue.
All right.
And then a bull rush. I'm going to go ahead and throw a sky metal on this bull rush. So that is going to make it a plus 21 to this roll.
All right.
And I rolled an 11, so it's a 32 against its CMD.
It is bull rushed.
Yay.
Awesome.
So,
How much, though?
what was the total?
32.
32. So that beats it by more than 5, but not more than 10.
So 10 feet back.
All right. So all the way onto the island.
I was hoping to get either
I
5
don't know
or
about
15
all
and
that.
knock it
So,
into the
yeah,
water.
that's really the thing when we had talked about this. Because, really, theoretically, they fly over this gap and gravity. Newton, man.
I think it.
Well, I guess the question is it like Wuxia knocked into the air, or does it slide back like something hit it? Because if it's the second one, it should absolutely fall into the water. But if it's the first one, I could see it being launched and landing.
All right, we're going to let it rule of cool here.
Yeah.
And it falls into the water.
Woohoo.
Yes.
And it says, "Oh, I'm wet now, and I'm totally immune to radioactivity."
And it just stands up sideways on the
And it's
waterfall.
just like, this is
shakes itself
fine.
off.
And we'll see what happens to that on its turn. Is that everything for Asher?
Everything except I'm just gonna do a quick knowledge geography to see if there's any way to tell with the distance of everything we were traveling. Are we in the Darklands? Was it mostly horizontal, not far enough down? I don't know if we're gonna go down to the Citadel and Seth's gonna be like, "Hey, you suck."
Yeah, if you want to roll that geography.
I did 22.
Well, I think you know that for the most part, while you were slanted down, you weren't traveling directly down underground. So you're not super deep right now. Now this whole waterfall is taking you another 160 feet underground, but you're still largely up above where Narvoth would start, you would think.
Yeah, we're still in Purdy Town County until we see the sign.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. That's it for Asher. Thank you.
Alright, let's see what we got here. Basari is up. She is going to try to take her stab with power attack at her dear friend, the Red Zill, who's no longer blinded, sadly. And that's gonna miss. And then Basari is she's gonna say, yeah. And she's just gonna dip on out of there just a little bit. Get some
Leaves.
Get some
Yeah,
space.
and her icon disappears.
And then Kira's up.
Well, my friends have not moved that far, so I'm gonna just keep this advantage and keep shooting at the red guy with the bow until I have a chance to hit it with something else. How far is it from me? Well, that's not awesome. That's not looking great. That is a, wait for it, 15 to hit. Does a 15 do anything?
15 will not
15
hit.
on red.
15 won't hit.
Incorporating that, slight, I have advantage because I'm on the higher ground situation.
Yeah, I mean, if you were firing a gun, we'd be talking, but
Oh,
And it was just blind. It might have
Not
forgotten
moving.
she was there, and now it's flat-footed to her.
That doesn't have object permanence.
Yeah.
that's
Oh, right.
a well-known flaw of the Zill people.
Oh, well, that is if a 6 on the die didn't hit, a 4 will also not hit. So I'm going to hang out right here.
All right, and that is going to take us to Blue. Blue is going to make a next to impossible swim check to try to swim up a waterfall. It does not pass.
Does he have Zora's armor? Because that makes it pretty easy.
Blue is also going to make a pretty important fortitude save. That doesn't go so great either. Blue doesn't look great as it washes down the waterfall, and effectively, we're not going to have to worry about Blue any longer,
Haha.
as it's going to be dumped into the river and dying of radiation poisoning.
Yikes.
Goodbye, Earl.
Until it emerges 5 episodes later as a kaiju.
Super Zill. All right, and that'll bring us to Brixby.
Oh boy. Brixby is not particularly effective right now. I think he's going to move action, stand up, standard action, ready to cast a spell on red if they pop on over to our step. And that is Brixby's turn.
How about Alwyn?
Alwyn, let's see. Do you have anything worth doing other than, hey, this might do something. Okay, so he is going to attempt to cast a spell on it. Not cast spell, it's a constant, versus SR. Oh, that's only a 14 versus SR, so that's probably a fail.
That will fizzle.
Then you see him wave his hand towards it, but nothing happens. And he just says, I'm not really a fan of the way magic doesn't work on him. And that will be his turn.
All right, so let's see here. Red finally has his spit back. So I think he's just gonna try to spit some acid at Asher, the nearest target. 18 versus touch.
Yes, that will hit.
Okay. Just some quick acid damage, no problem, no worries. Pretty
Is
good
my
roll.
touch increased by being prone against his range attack, or is it just your
It
regular
does.
AC?
Yeah, your AC is improved by being prone versus all range attacks.
Because that would bring my touch, if all of it goes up by 4, that brings my touch to 19.
All right, well then never mind, you meanie.
Spit sails right over your body.
Yeah, and it hits Alwyn. And,
Oh no.
it's radioactive. Alwyn just melts.
Oh, it starts hatching the babies prematurely.
Oh no, the babies.
They love the acid. It's like formula.
Just hits him in the face, and it looks like that scene when they open the box in Raiders.
Oh god.
All right, and Asher is up.
Now Asher's knowing how few charges he has on this thing. I was like, there's only one target. Maybe I'll just hang on to this grenade launcher instead. And so he'll... I guess he'll just drop the grenade launcher so that he can fire his gun.
And it tumbles down the cliff into the river.
Asher, as a move action, will sheathe the grenade launcher into his grenade launcher harness that he fashioned in the layers of his desert wrappings. And will take just a single deadly aim shot, since otherwise it's going to just fall. The grenade launcher will fall. Well, almost, but not quite a misfire. That is only a 13 against touch. I feel like it just missed it by one.
Yeah, weirdly, it just almost doesn't
If I hadn't
count.
been greedy and deadly aimed, then I would have hit. But this is a lesson, children. That's why Troy never power attacks. And yeah, that is... I'll use my Swifty to will a mundane round into my gun for next round.
Basari is going to ready an attack should the Zill come within 10 feet. She's going to stab it. And, Kira.
So Kira is still up on the top ledge above all of her friends. The blue Zill is no longer an issue thanks to Asher's ingenuity. She's real tempted to make just a running jump onto that little nubbin and take care of the red guy up close.
Classic nub jump.
we love a nub jump.
Jump over and just Sparta kick him into the ocean.
It'd be so fun, but I know she's seen Asher do it enough times that she knows that her dex is just not there. So I think that she'll just drop down, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. Can I put away the bow and also drop? I guess or do I drop the bow over the edge there? And I don't know if I want to keep using the bow. I'm not a fan of the bow.
Yeah, you can just toss the bow down.
Can I put it away and also jump down? Or those are two move adjacent moves?
Yeah,
one is a standard, one is a move?
That's basically 2 move actions.
2 move actions. Okay, got it. So, yeah, I guess I'll just toss the bow down and then also do that thing we discussed last week where she attempts a jump fall down because climbing is not good.
Yeah. Acrobatics to try and reduce the fall damage.
Okay, so I've rolled 3 times tonight. The first one was a 6, the second was a 4, and this is a 2. So, I'm assuming I collapse in a pile of bone.
You just take 2d6 damage and are prone.
You land on top of Asher and all of his guns go off.
Yeah, you
Asher
take
dies.
9 damage, you land on Asher, and every single gun fires into you, and they're all deadly aim, and smite half orc.
And I'm healed. They're the healing bullets.
So that's 9 falling damage. You're prone.
Yeah, I got it. 9 falling damage prone. Great.
And Brixby.
Oh, man. Yeah, this really isn't Brixby's fight. I don't want to waste spells. I have very little that are actually doing damage at this point, and I cannot get any sneak attack where I'm at. I wish he was blind. So Brixby's, I know that I'm the last one in initiative order technically, but I'm going to delay and then pop in a little bit later.
All right, Alwyn's up.
Alwyn is going to attempt to get past this thing's spell resistance again. That's slightly better. That is a 9 on the die for 2 points higher than before. That is a 15 against spell resistance. Or no, 16 against spell resistance. Nope.
Not going to do it.
Okay. Luckily, I can do this 6 more times before I'm out of level 1 sorcerer slot, so that's going to be his turn.
All right, and Red is feeling kind of confident right now because you're all just missing and missing and missing. It's going to make a quick acrobatics check.
Yeah, get in my face, Red.
Natural
Oh, wait.
20 on the acrobatics check. It jumps into Kira's face, and it's just going to go for the one claw. Just one. 30.
30 to hit
Yeah, 30 to
me. In this game that we're playing, yeah, I guess that'll do it. That's fine.
All right, 6 damage plus that free attempt to grab. 26 on the grapple.
Does being prone change grappling things at all?
Probably makes you a little bit worse at not being grappled.
As predicted. Grabbed.
All right, this thing's winning. Asher's up.
Asher will stand now that he has a prone half work in front of him, and will level his pistol and try and hit another single deadly aim shot anyway. Gonna roll this old chunky boy, Professor's Ghost, D20 from Dice Envy. There we go, 12 on the dice for a 21 against touch AC.
That will hit.
Middling 9 points of damage.
Oh, not bad. It's the first time it's been hit in quite a while.
Oh, thank you for adding the quite a while, because I didn't remember if that was...
I mean,
just...
it's been a week.
Well, no, if it was the first time it had been hit, I was like, oh. And have a big old group family photo of Kyrus getting incubated too.
Oh, no.
Well, now that it's got Kira grappled, Basari is going to bravely step up to still being so safe from this thing and try to stab it from 10 feet away. Natural 1. Basari is having a bad day.
Honey. Kira, grappled and prone, just kind of like lifts her face from the dirt along with me like, "You're doing great, sweetheart, just hang in there."
It doesn't feel great.
Yeah, well, you're one to talk.
Kira's up.
Ooh, all right. I want to stand and de-grapple myself. Yeah, because I don't want to shoot this bow from the ground and prone. It's just terrible. Can I do... Can I stand while grappled? Is that a thing that can happen?
Probably not. You probably have to...
Okay, so I want to de-grapple first.
De-grapple first.
Oh, and my CMB is going to be all gross because I'm grappled. That's actually not as bad as I thought. Let's see. It's going to be a 22 to de-grapple.
Nope. Still grappled.
Still grabbed. Well, this has been fun.
This is a bad situation for Kira.
It's like not awful. She's not going to die. She just doesn't get to hit anything.
I mean...
She's not going to die, Sam.
She's pretty close to that edge of the radioactive waterfall.
Oh, what is it going to drag me in? Knock on wood. That would also have to die then. So, like, don't do that. Don't.
Noted. All right, Brixby's up.
Brixby has gone a full round of delaying and still has no idea what to do.
Brixby doesn't have glitter dust too, does he?
I'd have to pull it from my arcane bomb.
Oh, it wasn't prepared today. Yeah, no.
I'm trying to reserve that in case anything, because I have all my level 3 spells and that bad boy and my Pearl of Power still in case anything terrible happens. But like,
well, you could run into Kira's square and stab it.
Yeah, I don't know if I still have my rapier out. So I'd have to stand up, pull it, and then move over there, right?
I forgot you're still prone.
No, wait, I stood up on my turn, and then because I stood up and readied for action 1, and then I delayed for action 2. So I do have it, most likely. So you know what? Let's move up, get into Kira's square. So Brixby, astride his disc. We're going to figure out how this works. Bops his disc just over, like hits Alwyn in the head, laying on the ground or whatever. Cruises around Asher. Occupies Kira's grappled square and takes a swing with his rapier. Totally didn't get that series of actions from our GM. So let's just roll the hit. That's a 24 against this bad boy.
24 will hit.
Excellent. Let's roll that rapier damage. Here it comes. Oh, but don't you worry. 0. 1 point of rapier damage.
Yeah.
And 7 points of sneak attack. Pretty suboptimal rolling on my part there.
Oh, so not
that is
too
8
shabby.
in total. And that'll end Brixbean's turn.
All right, Alwyn.
Hey, there's an 18 on the die, so that is... Actually, considering now that natural 19 before wouldn't have done it, would 26 beats it, right?
Oh, yeah. I assume you're talking
And
SR?
25 beats it?
Yeah.
Yeah, SR, yeah, okay. Then you need to make me a DC 17 versus what? A will save.
Not the most willful little creature, but I
Yeah,
did.
what is the will of the Zill?
I did roll well.
Yeah.
You're looking at a 23 on the save.
That beats it. Though your Zill is not confused. That will be Alwyn's turn.
All right. The Zill is going to roll to maintain the grapple real quick.
Oh, I thought you were going to say roll into the river. And I was like, that is just spiteful, Sam.
It's
That would be step 2.
a 25 to
I was
maintain.
gonna say, don't give him ideas.
Yeah, 25. 25 is still good. Only
Oh.
because I'm grappled and prone.
Well, good news. You and Brixby both get attacks of opportunity as it tries to drag Kira just a little bit closer to the edge.
No.
Basari would also, right?
Oh
with
yeah,
the hammer?
Basari also.
What am I attacking with, though? I don't think I have...
Yeah, I don't think you've got anything you can.
I can punch it. Can I punch it?
You don't have improved unarmed strike, so no.
I don't. I have a gauntlet, although I guess I don't know if that, like, we wear that
Is it a
all the
spikes
time.
gauntlet? Oh, the one that we got from Understudy, right? Do you
Yes.
wear that?
Mhm.
But can you wield a weapon while you wear that? You can, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
if that's a thing that you can just wear.
Yeah, you can, because it's built into, like, the heavier sets of armor. Yeah, so you can swing with the gauntlet.
Love that for us. It's a 17. So I don't actually know if that will do anything, but it's not a 0. Which is
17 total
unlikely.
will not hit. Basari also whiffs.
Oh,
I rolled a
sorry.
13 for a 20 versus my grappled foe.
Well, since it's grappled, that does hit.
Right, here comes the DiMaggio. That is a big 1, and there it is. So that's 13 points of damage with 12 points of sneak attack. on
Wow,
there.
that's big. Well, it rolls a 29 on the reposition to move Kira 5 feet right up to the edge of the cliff out of Brixby Square. And it is Asher's turn. Clock is ticking.
Yeah, so it's not occupying the same square as her. It is.
Right.
It's kind of holding on to her, but in a separate square.
Yeah.
Asher will take a 5-foot step to the southwest, and then death throws are going to probably be better than getting thrown into a radioactive river. I'm going to try and kill this thing. So Kira gets to go before the creature. Asher is going to delay and let Kira have a chance to escape before he tries to blow this creature to smithereens. I think that's the best thing to do. Asher delays.
All right. Basari's going to take a... Oh, wait. Asher didn't move, so Basari's just going to take a stab at the creature. And she actually hits it.
Hey.
So, what does she have? 1d12? Yeah, she does pretty good damage there. 14 damage. The Skitter Spawn is looking really hurt. Basari is going to maybe take a couple steps back. And Kira, you're up. You've got a gauntlet. You've got a Zill that's ready to punch you right off a cliff. What's the plan?
No, it's not ideal. And am I still prone?
Yeah, you're still prone and
Oh, I really need to stand up.
having fun.
But I
with
can't
being
do that
dragged.
until I break the grapple, and I can't break the grapple because I'm prone. Punching it, I don't think is going to be super helpful. But also, can I get out of this grapple? All right, let's try. I'm going to try and overtake the grapple. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see what happens over the heck of it. Nope. One of these things. Actually, I think I rolled a 17 once. That was nice. This is not a 17. This is a 9. 14 total. So that does nothing.
Right? That's fun.
Yeah, hang out here at the edge. of the cliff.
And Brixby's up. I assume he's just going to jump off the cliff now.
Brixby is super worried about the outcome of this situation. All levity aside, Brixby sees this Zill clutching Kira on the ground, who's probably pretty beat up, maybe like in that scary, like by the hair or by the wrist thing. And by the rules as written, he's going to step into Kira's square with a 5-foot step and is going to make full attack against old Zilly Doo. Zilly Zane here. Here comes the rapier. That is a 13, unfortunately, against my grappled foe with a 6 off the die.
Yeah, that's not going to do it.
And here comes the tail blade. Much less of a chance of this hitting, but it's worth giving. Oh no, I rolled a 7 for a 9. Alwyn, take out your gun and shoot it in the head. That's Brixby's turn.
Got your gun.
He tried.
Yeah, this is got a real episode 14 situation going on.
All right. Alwyn.
Alwyn is going to glide over, and he is going to reach out and attempt to caress it. And that is a 19 on the die to beat spell resistance.
Okay.
So give me a... Oh wait, it's a melee touch attack. It's not a... Oh, awesome. This is even better. Okay. That is a 12 on the die. What is my melee touch? That is a 14 against his grappled touch.
Yep. He is touched.
She is
touched.
sickened for... She is now sickened for 3 rounds.
Okay.
As she is disoriented and can no longer... let me read it as it says it. Cause a creature to doubt its sense of depth and direction. So he basically like touches it and everything goes like all wonky and vertigo-y for it. And it is sickened for 3 rounds.
He doesn't like that. All right. And is Asher stepping back into order, or is it time for... I didn't know if you were just going to let that go.
Yeah, well, it's sickened now. I'm sure it'll be fine. No, Asher will take a 5-foot step back and going to seeing two of all 3 of his companions are now within adjacency, like 5 feet of the creature. So yeah, you should. That was from previously. Yes, thank you. He is going to unleash a full attack rapid shot, 3 shots, with his mundane pistol at this creature. It is going to explode, but I still think it's better than getting thrown into a radioactive river. So
Probably.
I know you said it looks bad, but I'm still going to have to go deadly aim because I don't want to risk rolling a stinking 2 total damage minimum. So here goes 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's start with roll number 1. That was a 15 against touch.
15 will hit grapple touch.
And it does 10 points of damage.
All right, it is teetering on the edge.
Okay, that's a bummer because my second roll was a misfire. However, Asher was just cranking that hammer anyway. And my third roll was a 17 on the die. So it's a 22. I think broken is a -4, which would still be an 18 against touch.
18 will hit touch.
So 8 minus 2 is 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage, eh?
Mm-hmm.
It had a total of 5 hit points left.
Oh my god.
The
This
skitter
is bad,
spawn
but good.
collapses
Reflex time.
to the ground. I am going to need reflex saves from everyone in the party as a chemical reaction cascades in the body of this creature as it breathes its last, and a shower of acid bursts out in a 20-foot diameter circle. Let's get some reflex saves. Let's start with Kira, who is prone.
I was going to say, I'm no longer grappled, right? Because it's exploded, but I am still
Right.
prone.
It can't grapple you very well when exploded.
That's beautiful. Life lesson for all of us. Okay. Well, not hot. That's going to be a 9. This is fine.
All right, that's a fail. How about Brixby standing in the same square?
I rolled a 3 for a 12. If it's a spell or spell-like ability, it's a 14.
All right, how about Alwyn? Can you be the one surviving party member?
Alwyn got a 19 on the die for a 23.
All right, Alwyn's going to take half damage, and Asher, I assume, gets a 43.
Oh, so close. Only a
42.
25.
Okay.
Ow, I was only 2 points lower than Asher.
I rolled a 12.
It's a thing I say in my day-to-day
I
life.
say, did you roll like a 2?
All right, so total acid damage for those who failed their save, which I believe is just Kira and Brixby, is 17 damage.
Okay.
And then half of that, so 8 damage to Alwyn and Asher. And Basari
I think you mean 3 damage to Alwyn.
got far enough away that it was safe. It's like she was being played by someone who knew the radius of the death throws or something. We are out of initiative. You are up on this radioactive hill.
Is there anything on this jumpy jerk?
Oh, let's see.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Loot.
Yeah, I don't think these things are carrying anything. They do all their business with claws and bites.
It's out there naked and killing. All right.
Tab title.
Brixby, astride his disc, does something he could never do, which is offer a hand down to Kira as they're prone. Yeah, big stuff grab. I'll just
Alright,
and then just
you-
backs up the disc instead of pulling with his body, and just uses that to pull Kira up.
That was creative. Thank you. And then looks out at the water and just barely resists the urge to throw the bow in. I will hang on to this for now.
So,
That was terrifying.
yeah. So down there, there's that structure, but we've taken a thrashing. Alwyn looks pretty worse for wear too.
I feel okay.
All right, great. So I don't know how everyone else feels, but
Keep going.
I'd like to go down and at least look at that structure, get a good gauge, and we can regroup and reconnoiter if necessary. So, shall we?
I just imagine you surf down like a big wave. Cowabunga and stuff. Healing, though, Asher's down 20. I know
Same.
everyone took either 3, 8, or 17. Just get a feeling if I were to quantify it.
I feel like every time we do this game, how much is everyone down, I lose, which is fine. That's like that is my purpose in life.
Yeah.
74, 22. What is that? 52.
God, that's 52.
That's so many points.
Yeah, perhaps some, Oh, okay. Asher feels 11 better.
Yeah, I've been rolling as everyone's been talking. I gave myself 9. Asher just got 11, and I have 1 left. Who's the lowest? Probably Kira, right?
Kira, absolutely.
By a lot.
Kira gets 7.
Thanks.
Here, have some space drugs.
Do you still have a channel?
No, I only have
Just
1
the
channel a
one
day
that-
because it's a ability.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think Kira looks at Brix, then down over the edge, and then sort of just down at herself, like, we can We can go and look and just kind of scope things out, but maybe if we're gonna go further, we should do some of that thing where we're less close to dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. 37 from 3 uses of the space drug gun.
All right, how much is everyone down now? Basari's down 16. Kira's down 36 plus. Or what? You did 36, and what did Alwyn do?
7. I'm down.
I did 7 to carry.
I'm down
So, yeah.
8 now. So like good.
Yeah. 16 is most of Basari, though, isn't it?
It's almost half.
18 is pretty big on bricks
Yeah.
too, I would say. So I could use a couple hit-a-doos before we bop on.
Yeah, I still have 28 charges on the Cure Light Wand.
Nice.
Ooh, 9 max to Brick's bow.
Oh yeah, love that.
And then only 5.
That's totally fine. I'm only down 4, and that is totally cool. I am very, very good with that. Okay. So, how far is this next drop? Is it 10 feet?
Yeah, that's a 10-footer.
Yeah, now that we're out of combat, do we want to just tie ropes down instead of jumping and hurting ourselves more?
Yeah, I could theoretically just take 2 points of damage and get all the way down, which I know everyone just healed me, but I might do.
I mean, rope against the wall is a DC 5 with you can take 10 on since we're not in combat.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's important. Like, what would Brixby do? Would Brix just take a running leap and go for it?
Yeah, when Bricks
I
just
mean,
jump
Brixby's
off.
pretty much enjoying riding his disc around, and he has those boots of the cat, so he feels
So
really
yes.
confident. I mean, this kind of looks like I could just drop down onto this. Is that true?
Yeah, is that only 5 feet?
Yeah, that
right there.
looks like that one's just a little drop, and then kind of a
Yeah.
slanty do, and then another 15-foot drop.
Okay,
And then you're home
he'll come
free.
down here, and I will wait for the rope at this point with the 15-foot drop.
I want to shimmy down there too.
I mean, I could still make this one, but it'd be a profligate use of our healing.
Asher puts the misfired gun in his bag with his other 2 misfired guns.
Do you want me to fix that right now? Because I can.
No, please
Okay.
don't. I have I have 6 functional guns still. So I
So
now
many
have 2
guns.
functional. He has 2 working guns, 1 on each holster still, and 4 more in the bag. So there are now
Plethora of guns.
3 broken guns and 3 misfired guns in his bag, but he still has 6 working guns.
A wash
That's so
with
many
guns. Kira will put away the bow and get out a chainsaw, just in case. Or a plank full of chihuahuas. Then we'll toss down a rope. Toss up a rope, set up a rope, tie a rope.
Yeah, you can affix a rope. I assume somebody
Pitons.
took the initial adventurer's kit and has pitons. You can just secure it and make your way down.
Okay.
And that takes you down into the caldera of this weird underground bubble cave. And you can see in the distance the only real building is the large semi-dome castle-like structure that's a little ways away.
You described it as a stronghold last time.
Yeah, it's got a real fortressy feel. It's got like
I
some
don't like that.
stone walls and some nice towers, sticking up. No real big deal. And then there's sort of makeshift streets around the grounds outside of that, even though there's not really anything to have streets around. It seems just like somebody wanted to impose like an engineering project almost on this place, where there's like a traffic grid, even though there's only the one building, and these streets form like crisscrosses and like uniform sized blocks all through this damp dark cave, but there are littered through here, like skeletal corpses dressed in tattered and ancient rags that look vaguely Killin in origin. They're sprinkled haphazardly throughout the city, but there aren't a ton of them. Sometimes there's like one just sitting inside the street. Sometimes it's like lying face down in the middle of a square.
Before we ran headlong in, Asher was just hoping to keep an eye, or Brixby keep an eye on the radiation detector that we were on. Like, what's this building look like? And then we go, as we walk towards it, our hair falls off, and then we just melt into a puddle.
Oops.
I'm cool with keeping that going, but Brixby is going to be concentrating on our detect magic as we walk by corpses.
And it looks like the corpses were long ago stripped of anything of value.
But clearly not by the Zill, since none of them have had anything on them.
And the radiation, the radiation down here is a constant low level, except like when you get close to the water. Obviously, there's stronger effect, but the only real thing that's available to go inside is the stronghold itself, sitting at kind of the center of this caldera.
24 total survival, looking for any signs of traffic in or out of the building surrounding it.
It looks like the traffic has been pretty uniform, foot traffic in and out of the building along the roads, basically. Like, they've been pretty strictly keeping to their own enforced walkways, even though there's nothing in their way elsewhere.
Do these footprints look Zillanoid or humanoid or the Noid?
They look, for the most part, I would say, Zillanoid. The greater Zill subtype.
Brixby rolled a poor knowledge engineering, a 4 on the die for an 18 on the stronghold to see if its construction or anything else really speaks to us.
It appears to have been built of stone, with no great skill at engineering, but a dedication to sort of rigidity of design.
Brutalist Zill architecture, I like it.
Very brutalist.
Or just old Khaled stuff. Does a 24 give us anything more engineering-wise?
About the same. It looks like a solid structure. Looks like it's been there for some time. Not like impossibly ancient, but it's been around.
Do we case the place? I'm gonna be honest. I'd love to look it up. I'd love to figure a little bit more out about this, especially if we're gonna go back and regroup, in case we need something else than what we have, right? There's the paralyzing the boys, and so I can see a reason to prepare, but I could be talked out of this, but I'd love to maybe case the place.
I'm amenable as well. As, if the need arises, I can certainly be rather expedient in running back towards the surface. Which I guess I did get a grip point back from exploding the duder, so it's a speed boost if need be. Back up to 3 grip points.
Maybe I'm metagaming, but I'm just wondering if the angelic heaven-sent robot guy with the giant gun whose sole purpose in life is to hunt Zills would maybe be somebody we could go get and bring back here. Like if we bring a couple of Zill heads and have her explain that they wiped out her entire group, like maybe we can talk the town into letting him out on a day trip.
So I don't want to dissuade this good conversation, because I agree. If we go back, it's worth advocating for, but I think it's pretty clear from the Elderman and Red Fang that while we're trusts, we're still in a provisional sort of area, right? Like, I don't think we've necessarily won them over, and I don't think surrendering their only prisoner, which seems to be a way that they're keeping order, is going to happen. We might be able to take them out for, like you said, a day trip, but can't count on it. So, we're gonna scope this or not.
If we go back and tell, say, that very unpleasant gentleman that runs the newspaper about how a couple dozen people were taken by these horrible monsters and they're living just over here, I feel like that might make the town a bit more worried than they would be of these Technic League people who seem to be much further away and less interested in them. In that case, maybe they'd see it as a bigger issue.
They may be inclined to trust her more than they'd trust us, but it seems relying on Hoskett's character is a tenuous supposition at best, but I'm inclined to agree with both of you. With Brixby for some surveillance of this place, and expecting that we likely won't eradicate all the Zill today in any way, and when we return to try and get you healed of your disease, we could also advocate for the Drifters' assistance tomorrow.
They asked us, sort of, for help, but they don't want to give us any. If that guy back in town who writes the newspaper doesn't want to do that, I think he can be convinced. Maybe we bring him with us and he can do some real journalism when, he's dragged into the earth screaming and we're unable to help because we didn't have enough friends. Kira's feeling a little bitter that that all of us are almost dying and this dude is still in jail and the people are just like, nah, he's a bad guy.
Yeah, Kira, I'm, where I'm from, maybe where Halloween is from too. It sounds similar. I'm a very insular place. Underground Chitahome doesn't allow a lot of people in. And there's something about what happens to the mind when you live in a place like that, an insular environment. It's you versus the outsiders. I worry. Anything we bring back to them, and he looks to the rest of the group. Any evidence. This could very easily be hung on us. I mean, look at what happened with the Yaguai. We're allegedly suspects in the potential disappearance of the farmer. So, I think that Hoskett is absolutely a losing cause. If we're gonna win anybody over, it's gonna be Red Tooth. But I think we need evidence, and this is important to consider. Turns to Basari. 2 shifts, right? 2 shifts down here. I saw those medallions. How many Zills is that? How close are we to all of those bodies popping, coming down here and seeing countless hatchlings? I want to leave before anything happens to you. That is my promise to you, Halloween. You are part of our group, and we look out for ourselves. I'm sorry, you're kind of on a pass here, so just don't lose the hammer, but seriously. But at the same time...
He just says, I feel perfectly fine. Yeah, he's not worried. It's the player that was worried at the time.
So, sorry, Zach. Brix is saying we want to keep going because we're worried tomorrow the Zill will hatch. But I'm not, won't they still hatch tomorrow? Am I missing something?
So say we go in there right now, right? And there is just a bunch of dead people filled with eggs.
Right.
I can just fireball those MFs while we're killing someone else that's in there. But depending, and I mean, I don't want to give Sam ideas if this wasn't already on the table, but it's like, we leave, we come back. If that's where every body of the miners went, because they said they dragged them all down here. So if that is filled with, I can't even remember the amount of medallions, but like 24, something like that, that is a potential unwinnable fight.
Right. Okay.
So,
Now, were they all taken at that same time, did she say? Like at the same time as she got stuck into the wall? Or were they taken like over time?
Like
They
a
blew
third
up
of
the
them
wall.
went first, and then the rest were taken after.
Okay, so we're dealing with 2/3 of their... oh yeah, that is a lot of
2 shifts.
Baby Zill. Okay.
Even the lucky ones only had like 4 or 5 eggs, it seems like. So we could be anywhere from like only 75 Zill to 120 or something wild like that. So yeah, let's just go in there and oh yeah, I forgot we had this. I stole the Silex back from Red Tooth.
I mean, we have grenades.
Let's just go.
Okay, so then, I don't like the idea of going into stuff where we don't know what's going to happen when that thing almost murdered everyone, especially when that jerk is still over there writing lies about us. But I trust you all. And also, you, Basari, you seem fine. Maybe we can keep going. I will be throwing that man off a cliff at some point. Out of character. I mean, in character, but out of character.
Out of character, Kira won't be doing it, but Izzy will find Hoskett.
Is gonna find a way.
She's going to print out a picture of him, ball it
Throw
up,
right off a cliff.
and throw it so hard.
So, here's what I think.
Sam, so you said dome. Open courtyard at all? Because the photo kind of looked like it had an open courtyard, but you mentioned it was more of a closed fortress.
Yeah, it's it sort of looks like an open courtyard in the picture, but that's actually got a roof over it. So you're kind of looking at a square building or square-ish building.
Okay, so there's no vertical reconnaissance we can do.
Right.
I don't know. If everyone's going in through the one door and the one entrance, sounds like they're not expecting anybody to climb up onto the roof.
Through all those skylights that the Zill put in there, because they love it.
It's a stone structure.
It's a job for, what's your guys' names? Leroy? Was there a Leroy involved? And an Edwin?
Linus.
Linus, that's it.
Linus.
Linus and presumably Edwin.
Oh no, Edwin.
I don't remember
was
the
in
second.
it.
Yeah, I don't remember the second name.
Yeah, we were going back and forth.
Linus
with
and Jeff.
Ocean's 11. Jeff, my favorite Ocean's 11 character, as portrayed by Jeff.
Right, so, I just want to say this, because it's important. We can turn back anytime. Anyone wants to turn back, we can. But we owe it to the poor souls, probably laying in there right now, full of what's in your belly, right?
As he looks at Halloween.
They deserve to die in a quick way, not the way that is likely going to take them. We owe it to them. Screw this town. I'm doing this for the miners at this point.
So we only saw one door.
Are you circling around it, or?
Circling around it?
Circle.
Oh, right.
Little,
Okay.
little reconnaissance.
Yeah, little
Little stealth circle.
little sneakeroo.
Little stealth circ.
See, Basaris decided to stay.
Fair.
I'm not
actually.
looking at
She
the
had a
map
rough one.
anymore.
She's gonna go native.
If you need a, do you want stealth first?
Yeah, if you want to give me some stealth rolls.
All right. Come on, stealth.
Coming in hot with a total of a 9. He's going up and he's talking to himself. He's like, I'm sneaky.
Kira's actively singing the song from Parks and Rec. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. As she's singing with a 3. I'm sorry, 3 on the die, 1 total.
Oh my god! I
That's
should have
a-
done this alone.
Yeah, you.
Just
I don't know
one.
why you invited us.
This is a great idea. Let's all sneak, Brixby.
We're sneaking.
Sorry, it's just like, are we being sneaky right now?
Yeah. Kira shouts back to
I
Basari.
think this is going really well.
Sneaking now. Be sneaky.
I rolled a 19 for a 30, so there's that.
Where's Brixby?
I got
Exactly. It's just
my
a disc.
first ever 20 on the die I bought at PaizoCon. It's the official
Hey.
Iron God side because I couldn't figure out what the heck it was at first. It's like a weird galaxy looking thing. So that's a 23 for Alwyn. He is very stealthy.
So, yeah, Alwyn and Brixby disappear while everyone else is loudly having a conversation about how sneaky they're being.
I'm impressed at how stealthy Alwyn is.
It's like I can't even see him.
I want to be sneaky like that. But,
One day.
Maybe we'll work on that. This is good practice.
Agree.
Yeah, where did you learn to sneak?
Just eating some potato chips.
With
crunch,
carrots.
crunch, crunch.
No. Just dragging the tip of your sword against the wall idly.
Where did the spurs come from? Jingle, jingle, jingle.
I'm imagining the thing my dad does in movie theaters, which is when he gets like the cup of the Slurpees and then like shakes it the whole time. He's like, shh, 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 shh.
Got to rearrange that ice.
Yeah, there you go.
So we all grab our Slurpees from the Slurpee River.
Oh, no.
Oh no! Big fortitude saves.
The good thing is the styrofoam can hold it just fine because it's not going to biodegrade anytime soon.
It's true. The Darklands are just like the East Coast. Styrofoam is still okay for some reason.
Oh no!
Turns out it wasn't radioactive at all. It's just filled with 7-Eleven Mountain Dew slushies. Still just as bad for your health. Still causes the con damage and everything, though.
So a circle around the stronghold, which of course takes up an entire city block in this otherwise empty city, reveals there's only the one entrance. It doesn't seem like anyone is coming out to greet you. Now that you're close to it, there are cartouches of, four-armed insectoid horrors carved into the wall, especially around the entrance. Your typical beheading humanoids, ovipositoring humanoids, just like lots of very Zill-forward, Zills as conquerors kind of artwork. And it's just carved into the stone. They're not great artists. They're very utilitarian people, the Zill.
How tall is the structure?
It's a one-story structure, but it's a good 20-foot tall story.
Okay. Should I get up on the roof, Brixby, for old time's sake?
Yeah, if you wanna leap on up there, if there's something good, I could join you with the disc. While Asher does that, we should ready ourselves about the door. Perhaps, right, if we make noise, we just, if we ready a bunch of actions to attack the first Zill that walks through the door, that would be a creative idea, right? We get a surprise round. Never done that again before.
Those are banned.
Fumes are getting to Brixby down there. Never done that again.
Never
Passes out.
again have we done that.
But yeah, if Asher jumps up, we might want to prepare ourselves for the inevitable Zill rush. Kiki.
All right, you gonna make that roll to jump up on the roof?
I'm thinking about it. It's a DC 20 to get 5 feet up. And for every foot after that, it's an additional +4. So to get up, and I can double jump. I'm not worried about that. I'm just trying to think if it's even, if 20 is too high or not. Because we'll be looking at 40 to get up 10 feet. So in cutting 20 in half, I'm just going to do some quick math. That's 10, 10. Does it look like any of these cartouches are something that could be like handholds? If somebody were only make it up part way and then jump again?
I don't think that they're the best climbing apparatus. I don't think.
How close are there? Is this, you mentioned it's like in a city square, so it's not like there's conveniently like a cavern wall on one side that I can just Samus wall jump off?
No, it's pretty far away.
Can Asher get on my disc, and while I do my 15 feet up and down, jump at the apex of this, giving him
Firing
essentially
himself into
a
the air.
10-foot leap off the disc itself? Otherwise, I can just go and turn it into spurn gravity and fly up there, but that's way less fun.
Oh, I mean, if you can get me up 10 feet, that's easy, man.
Yeah,
Just-
I mean, you can get on the disc, and I can go up as long as I return to the ground within my 30 feet of movement. I could go doot doot 10 with maybe 5 feet for angle. Still
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
It still makes it only like a 15-ish feet or something.
Yeah, it still would even out into 30 of my movement, so I could do it if Sam allows it.
Yeah, go for it. It's like a pure Super Mario level at this point.
So with the alley-oop,
All right. He gets me up 10 feet into the air. I'm going to try it the first time without spending the grip point. So I just need to roll an 8 or higher. Okay, I rolled a 13, so it's
Nice.
21. But I realize that actually is only 5 feet, so I have to do a second jump. So he actually realizes mid-jump, I should have spent that grit point. And then spends the grit point as a swift action. Jumps again.
Double jump. This is so goofy. I love it.
Kicks off the wall and goes higher.
Yeah, this is one I want animated.
Yeah,
Wait,
so
when we do
he
the graphic
does
series.
not gracefully, but because he double jumped, he does make it. I needed to roll a 0 on the die for the second 5 feet because the speed boost gives me a plus 20 total to acrobatics, and it's DC 20 to jump 5 feet. And you can't crit fail a skill check when you roll 1. So the first jump was a 21 and then the second jump was also a 21.
Wow.
One was with a plus 8 and the other one was not. So yeah, I made it. He made Asher's atop the structure, only wasting a grip point. Wasting, doubt it. Investing.
All right, so Asher climbs up on the disc, floats up 10 feet into the air, jumps, kicks off of the air itself like a Mega Man X, then just sort of barely clears the lip of the roof, kind of stumbling, lands up there.
It's not used to the disc. That's what it's going to blame it on.
Yeah, the disc just, it's not a normal
The
surface.
traction is all wonky. You know?
Yeah, you can't make that jump without positive traction. I'm just going to keep making that one my cousin Vinny reference. But the view from up here is pretty nice as you're standing on this ceiling or of the roof of this stronghold. But this is a pretty uniform structure. There's no skylights or really any adornments up here. It's definitely built with a utilitarian style, and though we did just burn a solid 10 minutes getting you up here, there's not really anything to see.
Well, Asher thinks to himself, that wasn't at all a waste. It was good exercise, kind of stretching, blood flow, etc. And
I was impressed. That was good jumping and flying.
she shouts up to
We
Asher
had
from
an
the roof.
NPC with us for a second.
Good job.
I thought that was I thought you were playing one of the Zill.
Terrifying.
Don't get hurt on the way down.
Slow clap
Twice
coming
the
from the
amount of
shadows.
slow clapping. Just
Asher is thinking about heading along the roof to the front of the building and kind of readying in case something comes out to have a nice higher ground. You said it's 20 feet. He's got a touch range of 25. Feels pretty good about that. And we'll just kind of post up to see if he's attracted any undue attention. Not that that's ever happened when he's been on a roof before, but just in case.
Well, does anybody want to roll any perception checks, see if there's any attention being paid?
Love a good percent. That one for Rixpo for 14.
See,
Your natural 1 is better than my 12,
hey.
which gave me a 10.
Also a 12 for a 23.
Whoa. Don't worry about me then. I felt pretty good with my 17 for a hot second.
What was that total, Izzy?
23.
With a 23, you can hear breathing coming from probably pretty close to the door. Seems like maybe somebody's waiting just inside.
Yeah, so Kira will, I'm pretty sure there's someone just on the other side of that door. If we're still sneaking. Or not. Either way.
Asher, I could think of a way to knock. If you want to make an entrance.
Chaotic Neutral appears above Brixby's head as he says this.
Asher was posted up on the roof, and his 17, I don't know if that was enough to hear any breathing from the roof 20 feet up. Probably not. So it's like, I can just kind of hop down here, fall prone, take some damage. It'll be fun.
Lands on Brixby in the disc. Crushes me. Thank you.
Yeah, 25 acrobatic is enough to reduce that falling damage. So only take the 1d6.
Max damage, though, 6.
Rude.
The dice don't lie.
I could roll sense motive on the dice, but that's fine.
Or you can roll a grenade through this door and see what happens.
Same.
Grenades take an extra round to explode. I could just... And he, he takes the very impressively secured grenade launcher out, holsters his gun, and points it at the door. I'm guessing it's closed, like a double door or a single door, or...
It's like your big kind of banded... I guess it would be a stone door. There's not really any wood down here to speak of. So it's like a big stone door hanging there. But not double, because that'd be impractical, given how hard it is to make the doors out of stone to begin with.
Fair. Well then, Asher will ready to, once this door is opened, either by the heavy breather inside, which I'm convinced is Hoskett in a Richard Nixon mask, or if Kira forces the door open, or one of the other strong characters like Brixby, then Asher will launch a grenade from the grenade launcher to explode on impact. Inside, once it's Kira's out, whoever opens the door is. If a friend opens the door, he will make sure she's not in the radius of the grenade.
I would love to open a door. Which I think will be played as Kira sees Asher get the grenade launcher out, and sort of puts 2 and 2 together. It's like, oh, okay, I can help with this. And not do that thing that you don't like for some reason of where I stand next to you while you hold the grenade, except for I don't know why you would have the grenade in the first place if it's going to explode. Yes, door. And I would like to try and open the door.
And before we find out what happens when Kira opens that door, I'm going to bed.
Good night, Sam.
Night, Sam.
Good night, Sam.
Good night, Sam.
Against E-Machine. Against E-Machine.
Pot Against the Machine is property of Network Against the Machine LLC, all rights reserved. Pathfinder and the Iron Gods Adventure Path are property of Paizo Publishing. See their website for more details. Theme Against the Machine was written and performed by our own Zach. See the show notes for additional music and sound licensing. If you enjoyed the show, we encourage you to leave us a review.
You know there's a Mountain Dew cookbook, right? Are you familiar with this?
Oh,
There is
God.
one out there.
No.
Okay. We'll get
It's like,
that.
okay, I'll stop everything.
That's going on the podcast account.
We haven't paused enough this ep. Let's
Yeah,
pull the
keep
bad
it going.
side.
Let's
This
take a
episode's going to be
moment.
2 hours with 90 minutes of outtakes. No, it's fine. Shh.